Yachts are the ultimate proof, really, that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And to my eye, the Pilot Cutter is one of the most timeless designs ever. PC Yachts is a company that sees this. It's a British managed firm that plays on that appeal of the long bowsprit, the plumb stem, the square top coach roof, the counter stern, that retro appeal of the Pilot Cutter. And it uses hook designs, Pilot classic hook designs, to manage builds in Turkey of high-end composite 55 to 83 foot yachts. And we've come here to Bodrum to test the first PC 55. So in terms of sailing performance, PC55 is good fun. I mean, she's as elegant to sail as she is to look at, really. She's well powered up, she's got a tall rig, plenty of sail area. Notice that jib is tacked on to the forward end of the bowsprit. That's a powerful jib area, and it's designed to be powered up in the sort of, early wind speeds you get in the Mediterranean, sort of 10, 12, 13 knots. Today we've actually had an average of about 15 knots true wind, flat water, perfect conditions here off Bodrum, and it's been great fun to sail. But I must stop being with you, but I must stop being with you, and I can't stop thinking of you, no I can't stop thinking of you, oh, but I must stop being with you, but I must stop being with you. I like having this big wheel sunken into a trench like this, and it's easy to sail the boat relatively short-handed as well, because you have the winches both powered within reach when you are helming. Let off the priming winch easy enough, German-led main sheet system with the traveller as well, both coming on clutches to here, so it's easy to manage. What I would have is, personally, a better system for these rope tail ends. There comes a bit of a snake pit here in the cockpit. So as you can see, it is a modern, bright interior. It's a breath of fresh air, really. It's not a traditional boaty feel inside. It's got some nods to classic yachts, the tongue and groove headlining and hull lining, etc. But it's finished in a more sort of open plan layout, and it's more like a sort of New England beach house than a traditional yacht. It doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be so much white in here and so much natural light. If you don't like that, they can blank off the coach roof sides and use a lot more wood. But I like the mix of the white and the teak. And it's not, it's very much a med-based layout, but it's one that really works for that. So you get 3 big double cabins. That's not to say that it's not a sort of seaworthy type layout either, though, because you'll notice all these deep handhelds. I really like the deep fiddles around all of the furniture. There's plenty to hold on to. There's no big open spaces. It's easy to walk through the boat and always have something to hold on to, which is nice. So continuing on from the layout theme, it works well. They've used a central engine, both for weight management and to free up that space in the aft cabins. So you've got 2 near identical aft cabins here with big double berths that sort of roll into the hull shape. This starboard side has its own access into the heads, which is relatively compact but doesn't have a separate shower. There's a separate shower in the forward heads. The layout works quite well, I think, because you have a deep drawer here. So in this companionway area, if you're coming down, you have a deep drawer in the top above the engine for all your bits and bobs. Always handy to have a bits and bobs drawer. The companionway area, the steps all lift, and in there you get the fuel management system, fuel filters, manifolds, and then this engine room you get full access to. That peels away like a car bonnet, and again under the saloon berth as well, so you get all-round access to that engine, which is heavily insulated. And then, as I mentioned before, a great usable nav station area with plenty of room to mount your electronics behind the lockers. Very neat switchboard and more stowage under a large chart table. Moving forward, you can see the natural light, the height here in a very generous saloon area. So there's a little step up into the saloon table area, but you can still see, you know, I'm 5'10", so there's near 7 foot headroom throughout the boat really. But it's also a generous size saloon given that cockpit size as well. This table works as both in a coffee table format and extends, revolves, so you could easily seat 6 or 7 people around here for dinner if you wanted to. There is storage all along that port, under the starboard sofa berth. Batteries under here. The sole boards all lift up on suckers for bilge access, so you can have, you know, water and dry goods stowage underneath, or tin stowage underneath the galley sole boards here. As you can see, the forward cabin, again, very light and spacious. The use of the sail locker forward pushes that forward bulkhead aft. That means you get a lot of beam on that forward bulkhead end, you know, the pillow end of the bed. Another thing you'll notice, those substantial ring frames and longitudinal stringers, all in carbon, and those you'll notice throughout the boat. It's a stiff boat. It's been built and laminated to a high quality, and it's relatively light for a size as well. This one 15.7 tons light ship. And coming back to this forward cabin, again, it's a good size. It's a good size really. It's got a nice ensuite, heads, separate shower in there. Stowage is okay. We have some nice long drawers under this berth as well. I presume you could, you know, ask for some more shelving, etc. if you wanted it. But yeah, I think both owner or guest would be very comfortable either up here or the aft cabins.
When I'm here alone, I know that I am only good stood here on my own. Time could be so still, walking into worlds that seem to be unknown. We don't know, we don't know, we don't know. Oh, and I can't stop thinking of you. No, I can't stop thinking of you. Oh, but I must stop being with you. But I must stop being with you.
The PC55 is a clever niche boat. Semi-custom build, you can scale it up in terms of performance to the extent of having a full carbon build. Powerful sail plan. It works well, especially for calmer waters, Mediterranean type sailing. But it's not about that really, it's about the railway factor. It's that aesthetic appeal. It's one that stood the test of time. The pilot cutter design stood the test of time perhaps better than any. And it's proof really that this design can work on all sizes. Hook has a range from 30 foot right up to 200 foot, and it's one that has worked right the way through the ages and continues to now.
No, I can't stop thinking of you. Oh, but I must stop being with you. But I must stop being with you. And I can't stop thinking of you. No,